I played PSVR.
I hate you. What's up, guys? Thank you for joining us on Watch Chat Play. My name is Devon.
And I'm Cameron.
And so, as Cam just said, he got to play PlayStation VR. I want to talk to you a lot about that because I have a lot of questions, I have a lot of concerns.
Yep.
But first, there's some community stuff that we want to take care of.
Yes, good idea. Great idea. We asked for feedback from a certain viewer that I work with, and he actually chimed in. So we got a nice long comment from him. So I want to kind of throw that out there, let him get his 2 cents in. It was about the FIFA thing last episode.
Yeah, so last week we did coverage of E3. We shot a lot of episodes. It was a very long day. We're probably not going to do that again for a while because at the end of it, we both wanted to murder each other.
It was fun, though.
It was cool, and we had a blast doing it because there was a lot of good stuff that came out, so we wanted to tell you guys about it. But one of the questions and concerns that we raised were about like EA's kind of business practices, and I kind of had a lot of questions for people who do microtransactions in those games. So one of our viewers wrote back to us. Thank you. We're all about that. Smitty15086 is the one that wrote us back, and you know him.
Yes. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's... I don't know his screen name.
His YouTube handle?
If it's...
He doesn't have a picture.
Yep, that's it.
He looks like a Smurf. So he's a circle Smurf man.
Well, he does have a blue face, so that's probably him.
Oh, well, good to know. All right, well, thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. And if you guys want to get involved, I mean, we're all about this. So he said he started spending money on FIFA points during FIFA 14, and he did it for the excitement of not knowing what you're going to get in the pack. So I guess you pay money and then they just give you a pack of characters.
So it works like Magic or like Yu-Gi-Oh or something where you buy trading cards. And
blind bat. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
He said so I'll just read it as his perspective.
Cool.
For me, it's always been about trying to find that rare player or just good player, putting that perfect team together that has chemistry, all fits together. So yes, it does help a little for when I'm playing someone online and knowing you're putting a good team out there on the pitch to play them. But like any online game, you guys know it doesn't always matter.
Yeah,
which is a good point. It's interesting. So I've never played FIFA because I'm not into soccer, so that makes sense.
The closest I came to was when I was a kid. I had a Lego set and I had little flicky guys and a little soccer ball, and you played soccer like that. That's the closest I came to playing FIFA.
It's interesting to see this because he's talking about putting that team together that has chemistry. So
Yeah.
it's interesting that has so that's the component to the game is making sure that your characters gel together. So that's interesting because if you have a character or a team full of players that don't like one another, then I guess they play like garbage. So yeah, interesting. So yeah, because my questions were pretty much based in like how long you're spending money, why, and is it beneficial. So yeah, he raised a couple good things.
So I guess what really is if you want to spend the money, as long as you're having fun, I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it's still shady. It's kind of like a crack dealer. I mean, the people that do crack probably do enjoy it, but it's not good to do crack. Don't do crack.
It is not good to do crack. We will stand firmly on that. So as long as you're having fun, it does suck that it doesn't always matter how much money you kick into it because if you're talented at a game, it doesn't matter how much somebody else spends money. Like Clash of Clans is a good example.
Yep.
You would see people that were gemmed up crazy, but they suck at the game, so it doesn't matter.
Yep.
Same thing with Battlefield 3. I remember. We called it like the noob pack, where you could buy the game, spend money, and unlock all of the weapons and abilities and stuff like that.
Wow.
So you'd see this guy, low level, had no idea what he or she was doing, and you could tell, okay, she just bought the game. I'm trying to make sure that we're not focusing on one gender. The player in question had just bought the game, spent some money on it to get better gear, but then just had no idea how to do it. So good point. Smitty, thank you so much for the comments. We appreciate that. If you want to join the conversation, please let us know. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on everywhere.
Yeah, chime in. We usually check everything pretty quickly. So
yeah, we usually get notifications in real time. So
send us a message.
Yeah, let us know. Okay, PlayStation VR. You got to try it. I didn't get to try it, but we're still planning on getting one.
Yeah.
So
I think I'm going to cancel a lot of my pre-orders just so I can get my own.
Okay, so you lay out what happened. How did you find out about it? How did you get involved? Like, what happened?
I was listening to P.S. I Love You, like I do every Tuesday. And Colin mentioned something about Best Buy doing demos.
Mm-hmm.
So you go to experienceplaystation.com. I don't remember how long it's going on, but there it is, experienceplaystation.com. I don't know if you can put a link maybe somewhere.
Yeah, I can do that. I'll put that up.
It's a Best Buy near us here in Ohio. Our closest one is Canton, the Strip. Okay. When I was there was 4 people in front of me, because when I got there was someone already in the demo, and then it was Juli and I, and up until it was my turn to get in, I sat on the chair, put the headset on, and when I came out, there was a family of 3 behind me and no one else.
Nice.
The employees kept coming over and talking, but there was no one there. It was super nice. The guy he didn't know what the heck he was talking about.
And I was going to tell. So tell them the story of the gentleman, because I thought that was the most fascinating piece of this whole thing.
Okay, so this man actually works for PlayStation. He's a rep for PlayStation.
He is a PlayStation representative. PlayStation pays him to show off their tech.
To show off at the Best Buys.
Okay.
He's an older gentleman.
80? 90?
No. Maybe late 40s. It's like an older guy. And the Best Buy employee, he's a little broy. Doesn't really know what he's talking about when it comes to video games, you know.
Just trying to make that money, trying to close that sale.
Likes to chime in. So he comes over and watching it. He's like, "Oh, I hate sharks, whatever," because they were doing the dive demo where you get in the dive cage and stuff.
Yeah,
and
screw all that noise. I'm out.
And this guy that works for Best Buy comes over and he's like, "How much is this going to be? I haven't even looked." The rep goes, "I don't know." The price of this has been out for a good while. It's $3.99 for the stock, $4.99 you get the whole bundle. Pre-orders are now closed though. They are on everything. I feel like they're going to open them up again eventually.
It'd be weird if they didn't. It's so far out.
You gotta manufacture. You can't pre-order something that doesn't exist.
Anyway.
So yeah, that happened. He didn't know what he was talking about. He didn't have the thing set up, so they were just doing the dive demo because he wasn't sure how to set it up to sync. Even though he's paid to do the VR demos, he didn't... They had to do the one without the controllers because he wasn't sure how to use the controllers with the demo. So I had to freaking show this guy how to access the Eve demo for the guy in front of me. So I'm standing there, we're secretly making fun of this guy. It's pretty great. Don't know this person. He's like, we're talking about the Eve demo and how cool it sounds, and then we actually got to see it. And Eve Valkyrie is what it's called. It's a space combat simulator. So kind of like if you think maybe was it Rogue Squadron?
Yes.
Where you're flying around space shooting TIE fighters. Okay, so this is in the Eve universe. You strap in. The menu is just you sitting in the cockpit. Lights are off. Nothing's really live.
Is there like a preface it? Like so you sit down in a chair, just regular chair.
Just like a blue chair, just like the chairs we're sitting in.
Put the headset in, and then is it instantly dark? Is it kind of are there light?
It's all set up. Everything's ready to go.
So you put your helmet on, and then you sit into the cockpit. Like that's what happens.
Yeah, you're getting into the cockpit.
Okay.
So the headset has a button on top, on the right side, and in the back to kind of tighten around your head. If you wear glasses, it fits freaking perfectly. It was amazing. I didn't even notice. So it pulls against your face,
nice.
Cuts out all the light, but it's dark in this cockpit, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm sitting down. You can look at your hands on the, because you're holding the controller for this one.
So you have the PlayStation 4 controller.
Yeah, you have the PlayStation 4 controller. When you go out and fly, you're actually steering the plane. You're doing maneuvers just like you would with a joystick. It's freaking sweet. But you're looking around. You can turn all the way around. You see like the chair behind you. You see your wings to either side, and like all the detail in your equipment. So if you look up, you see all the equipment, and then. I'm sitting there, I'm getting ready to go, it tells me to push L1 and R1 at the same time, and that's when the chick's like, incoming enemies.
So in-game narration.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, but it's not like narration, it's like someone over the loudspeaker saying, everyone to their, in their ships, get ready to launch, we have enemies incoming. So the lights in the hangar start flashing on, it was like, oh my god! And then like the build up for the launch, and then it just takes off, it actually kind of feels like it's shooting you forward, and as soon as it opens up, you feel like you're in space.
Nice.
Like the lighting is amazing. There's giant battleships in space. It's and then like there's a sun. I don't know what star it is. I'm not familiar with the Eve universe at all, but like as I'm flying, because you turn the ship, and if the light hits it, like it felt like there was a shadow hitting you. Like I don't know if it was a trick of the mind, but I kind of felt like there was almost warmth from the light. That's how like the lighting effects
nice.
were. It was really cool.
All right, hold on. So, were you paid by PlayStation to say anything about PlayStation VR?
Absolutely not.
Did Sony or PlayStation offer you a free headset?
I wish.
Well, yeah. Okay, cool. All right, so I only say that because unbiased, they weren't paid to do that. Cameron didn't earn anything by doing this, because sometimes like reviews can be bought.
Yeah.
So, So first and foremost, he just went to Best Buy, sat down, tried it on. Nobody gave him. Did they give you any snacks or anything?
They gave me a pen and a lanyard. And literature on it.
Okay, cool. So information. So that's it. No money. All right, sorry. Continue.
Okay, yeah. The light. You're flying around, and I was kind of worried that I was gonna get motion sick, honestly.
Yes.
So I'm like, well, let's try this maneuver. So I throw the booster, which was X, and then you can barrel roll with L1 and R1.
Barrel roll.
And so it's like I'm spinning around. I'm doing like crazy like maneuvers. You know, the one where you fly forward and then flip upside down. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, well, no, you flip and then spin.
So can you go inverted over another aircraft and then look up and give them the finger or Top Gun
Absolutely.
Style? Nice! I'm sold!
I mean, they don't know you're giving them the finger, but you can reach up with your hand and give them the finger because it's controller. It's not that in depth. But, you're flying around, and I'm like, well, I'm shooting the lasers. It's R2, so it's like, and it sounds really freaking cool with the surround sound.
Is it Star Warsy TIE Fighter pew pew pews or totally different?
Totally different. It's more military.
Because I'm sure those are trademark sound effects. There's no way they're just gonna get those out.
Yeah, it sounds like a heavy machine gun. Okay, honestly,
cool.
And then I'm like, well, I wonder what L2 does. So I hold it, and it makes this locking on sound. Your crosshair changes, and like as you're moving around, you have a HUD where the enemies are, and you're moving your head, and the HUD's moving with you. So it's just like, it's really cool. So if you turn your head around, it follows the enemy. It's not just staying like on your screen. So like if you turn and look at the enemy, like the big circles on the enemy saying who it is and whatever.
But you're still flying forward, so your jet, planes, ship, whatever.
Yeah, so you're turning.
Okay.
You control it just like a ship.
But if you look to your right and then you can turn to catch up your ship.
Yeah, so you turn and you can look and then just whip it around really fast. It's super cool. And I guess this one is actually online. Not the demo, obviously, but like Oculus and stuff with Eve. Anyone that has Oculus can go and play online together. So you can like dogfight and
that. Yes.
Right? It sounds freaking cool.
That sounds cool.
So like it wasn't super long. I was having a blast with it. But the first phase was over. I don't know if I didn't kill enough of the enemies or if that's just part of the setup with the whole thing. But I'm flipping around. I whip it really hard. Like I felt like the tail was kind of like shooting out from behind me, and I'm looking directly at this big, frigate? Yeah, is that the word I want?
If it's a big ship,
it's a huge ship, massive. And then just from the inside, you see like this red explosion just come like bursting out. I'm like, oh! So I whipped it around real quick again. They're like, I don't remember what she said now, but something along the lines of, like, we need to go and protect this other one. And then the demo cut out. Like, nice. Oh no! But it was really, really cool.
So that one first. Awesome visuals, awesome sound effect, very immersive.
Amazingly immersive.
If you were just flying around, would you feel like it was repetitive?
With the amount of immersion, I feel like, I'm sure with anything, if you played it over and over and over and over again, it's going to get repetitive.
For sure, like anything.
But with all the AI enemies coming in from different areas, and your different sets of skills and stuff, it's not the player sets, like different people playing, you doing things differently. So I think I could flip around and maybe fly back in the hangar. I didn't try. I didn't think to try.
Did you die? Did you let yourself die?
I did not blow up, but that reminds me, because I did get hit a few times in like the cracks in the screens, like the glass that was protecting you in the cockpit. It started to crack and stuff. I'm like, oh no.
Because I think that would be like cool, like if your ship blew up and it sucked you out of it, and then you're just floating through space right now.
That would be wild.
Yeah. Cool. So when you wore the helmet, was the narrative guy, like the PlayStation rep, was he coaching you? Was he telling you anything?
He was trying to talk to me, but I couldn't hear him. Like I was so, I don't know if it was just because like when I shot my missiles and I nailed this dude, like he was flying directly at me and I just nailed him. I guess he said "Great job, man" or something like that. I didn't hear him though. I could hear people talking, but like I was so involved, like. It's really hard to put into words how cool that thing was.
Right on, and it
just sucked you right in.
There's a couple different people that have talked to me about wearing the headset at a different demo, and they said the same thing. Like, you can watch 100 commercials on this thing. It doesn't matter how good the commercial was. Like, it does not hold a candle to what the experience is. But that's what VR has to be.
The perfect example that Juli did a different demo. She did the one where you get into a cage. You don't use your hands for anything. You're just looking around. It's just kind of an on rails look around thing, where you are dropped down into the ocean.
Yes.
And we were watching on TV the whole time because that's what everyone else was doing because that's the only one that got into
So they can see what she sees on.
You see the TV, but it does not do it justice whatsoever. She's like, yeah, you're dropping down, and like on TV, if they would look up, you see the light from up top. But if you're actually in the headset, you feel the depth. Like you can see the light, and you feel the light coming towards you, but it's like not quite getting to you, so it's like still dark. And if you look down, just like the sense of depth is unbelievable.
Nice.
And of course, she was freaked out because spoilers, even though it's not really a freaking spoiler.
No, it's a demo. Who cares?
Never mind. I call back. There's 3 stages. So you're going down. You're just looking at fish, and it's gorgeous. There's like manta rays.
Yeah, stingrays, manta rays.
Yeah, so they're swimming around, you're flapping around, you're looking at everything. The coral's really pretty. All the colors are vibrant. And then you drop down to like a jellyfish stage, and then it's just a whole bunch. It's super dark, purple jellyfish schools floating around, and then it drops down more, and the sharks coming in, and it's like swimming around you, I guess, which you couldn't tell this, but it's swimming around you so fast that it's causing a current in the water that starts spinning the cage.
Nice.
So the shark is attacking you. They're trying to wind you up because the shark's attacking. But you're spinning, so it's not getting pulled up. Oh. So like it's circling you, grabbing stuff, and just like ripping your cage apart. I'm like, oh my god!
Yeah, no. Pass. Take a hard pass on that one.
But Juli hates sharks, and she said it wasn't that bad. Like, especially if you know it's coming, it's still weird. But she said she got scared more by this big rock falling than she did by the shark. Because you see the shark, and the shark kind of swims at you or whatever.
So we before we go into like possibilities and theory and stuff like that, you gave me a lot of positives. Mm-hmm. Give me some negatives. Negative experience, negative concern, negative if anything.
Negative experience, I have not had one. I have not had my hands on it long enough to find anything negative about it, honestly.
Because you said that you thought you were about to get motion sick, but then you did.
That's not for myself, but I know a few people that will not be able to use it. Okay. Because of their motion sickness. And I was actually talking to someone online that I felt really bad because he went in, he wanted to play battle something where you drive tanks and you shoot 2 people with tanks or whatever, and he was in it for I think he said a minute, and then 3 minutes after that he was holding his eyes closed because he felt so sick. And I'm like, I'm sorry to hear that, man. He's like, I just really want to use this because that small experience I had was fantastic. And I'm not going to be able to do it because of how sick I got. It's like, I don't want to feel that way again.
When I was a kid, one of the reasons I have issues with Canada, we went up there. There's this place in Toronto called the CN Tower. So it's this huge, massive tower. We saw David Hasselhoff, which is pretty cool.
Don't hassle the Hoff.
Don't hassle the Hoff. He had 2 bodyguards looking very mean. But they had this whole rig in the basement. So this is when, I don't know, I was like 13, so a long time ago. I'm 30, so this is a long time ago. So you can go down. They had this rig set up where you can go in. They put this helmet on you. It was kind of in this like little loop thing, and they gave you like kind of a trigger, like that was your hand.
Yeah.
But it was very like old school, like King of Fighters, pixelated garbage, and like I got so sick to where like I would lean forward and like drop my head, and then I was trying to like get my bearing, and I couldn't, and I just felt so sick. That's been my primary concern about VR anything. But again, I was 13 with really, really old tech, and I got so sick.
They have focus tested these headsets for that specific reason. They have to get motion right. They have to get everything right. Because if there's a small lag between you turning your head and what happens in the game, you're going to make every single person that plays your game sick. It's not going to matter. That probably was. Like the Virtual Boy, that thing was a piece of trash, and it made a lot of people sick, even though it was just red lines. But like everything's so spot on with the controls of what I was flying and moving your head feels great. There's no delay. I wish I could have done something with the move controllers just to see how it felt to grab things. Right. But I didn't even think to do that, honestly. I was just excited to fly a space fighter. For
sure, and stuff like that sounds awesome. So okay, any other concerns about anything VR?
Don't get lost in it. Like, if you buy a VR headset, make sure you experience the real world too. Because I feel like they're going to do some crazy in-depth stuff. Like if you've ever watched Sword Art Online, it's an MMO. It's an anime. It takes place in an MMO world where these people put on a headset. I think it's called like Nerve Gear or something that sucks them into the world, and they're persons in there, sword fighting, leveling up, learning new skills, and you have to do like certain hand motions to do stuff.
Right.
They get locked in there, and if they die in there, they die in the real world or whatever.
Matrix.
Pretty much. But they get sucked into this place. So if VR becomes that, don't let yourself do that. Like, it feels great to be in there, and it sucks. It really sucked to take it off, honestly.
Yeah.
I kind of want to pop right back in and do something else, but.
Well, because the whole thing to video games has always been like video game immersion. I don't play video games because I don't have a life. I play video games because I want to have several.
Exactly.
That's kind of But the issue can probably be like with the movie Avatar, where he, spent so much time in his avatar unit, and he was a guy that didn't have legs, so he wanted to, experience all this other stuff. But then, like, the counterpoint to that is, what about the people who can't walk, who can't do this, who can't, move around on their own? There's somebody who was telling me that with, like, the HTC Vive or the Oculus Rift, or one of the ones that are already out, all he did was just walk through different cities all over the world, like London, Paris.
That'd be great.
Wherever else, places that he doesn't have the money to go to, but with this VR tech.
No,
So I think the possibilities are really valuable for the people that are chair-bound, for whatever reason they have disabilities that are hindering them from traveling. I think there's huge benefit to that. It'd be
Absolutely.
awesome.
I think it would just be cool. You don't need a passport to go see another city.
Yeah, space VR passports. But I think you're right. I think we do run the risk of having this virtual world so perfect and accessible, and you're powerful and strong, and then you come back to the original world, and then you have bills and whatever.
I'm just like, my mind went to like a caster. Because I always play, like, I'm a super nerd, play Dungeons and Dragons, and I always play like a spellcaster. So if I'm in VR and I'm able to like do hand motions where I can throw a fireball to one hand or whatever, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, and we were talking a little bit about like how it's going to look on a first-person shooter platform.
Yeah.
If I have my Move controllers, am I going to have to like set it like that, or are they going to give us kind of peripherals to facilitate that more so we've got the motion down? Those are kind of the concerns I have about how those are going to look and feel. I am very proficient in a first-person shooter game with my controller in my hand. I've always favored it. When it comes to the Wii and the Wii U, I will always rather have a controller in my hand than like the stupid Skyward Sword where you had to go and swipe and swipe and swipe. I hated those.
Yeah, it's not very fun.
So I'm just kind of wondering how those are going to look and stuff like that.
I think it'll be a lot different if you're sucked into the world where you can turn your head, you're completely surrounded by this world, and your gun's in your hand. So like if you're looking down, you see your whole gun. And if you have to put it to your face in order to shoot, it's going to feel a lot different than if you're doing that. You're swinging a sword in Zelda, which you're swinging this and it's happening on the TV. Mm-hmm. But if you're in this headset and you swing your arm and like you see your arm cut in front of you with a sword, it's going to be a lot different.
Right. So I don't know. I'm excited about it based on what you said. There are a couple opportunities to try this coming up in the future at our local Best Buy, and I really want to try to get up there to try it out, even if it takes me a while, because I want to experience it. We are proactive about obtaining one of these. We are working on getting one.
It's going to be great. Well, one other concern.
Sorry.
I already can't really play horror games because I have to have someone with me to joke about it, to like take the edge off of stuff.
Yeah, I get that.
VR horror games are going to be freaking ridiculous. Like, I was just playing the Resident Evil demo.
Yeah, did you get into it?
I wasn't able to finish it. It's I can't hold my attention for some reason. But I'm just imagining if you're in a headset, like throw that headset on, you're in this house looking around, picking crap up, like pulling drawers out, looking around like, no,
right.
It ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, if you haven't played the Resident Evil 7 demo, there's a part where it's kind of toward the end where you turn around, you're about to leave the room because you have this thing that will let you leave, and then you just see this dude like walk across.
Nope.
Nope. So to do that in a headset, and the depth of sound has got to be pretty spot on, right? Like noise is coming from whatever.
Yeah, if you're wearing a stereo headset, it's just like if you. I don't know if you play your games with your golds.
Yep.
So stereo, virtual surround sound, but I mean that's what I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use my.
So it doesn't come with a headset?
Huh.
I thought it was a rig. I thought you have your goggles, and then I thought it had an attachment.
You can use any headset. So if you use your Bluetooth headsets, or whatever the heck that is with your Drive or whatever, it'll work with that.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Interesting. So yeah, I'm more excited than I am concerned. My only concern exists from, the one time all those years ago that I tried on VR and it made me super sick. but super low grade tech. But
You'll be astounded.
I'm just excited about the possibilities of, so like, Avatar, for example, if they have a version of Avatar where we can just go in and, how incredible did Avatar look in 3D? How much cooler will it be to go to Pandora and like walk around and travel? But did you ever see the movie Surrogate? Or I think it was called Surrogate. I could be wrong. It had like Bruce Willis in it and some other really big actors. Essentially, what it was like mind control was a thing. So you would go if you needed money, and then you would forfeit your body to this program.
I think I have seen this. Now you describe it. Yeah.
Yeah. So people would like pay money to like mind control you and like live through you, and then you would go and do whatever. I worry that there might be this kind of thing where, like we were talking about earlier, you love this whole fake version of yourself, Matrix style, that you just start hating the actual part of yourself that actually has to do stuff. And I worry that, how sometimes people are really, like, younger kids now are socially awkward because they're so used to talking through their cell phone.
Yeah.
That, and it's a big problem. Like, I'm not trying to crap on anybody, but when you walk into a store, if I say, hey, how's it going? And get nothing, they just walk away, like, super awkward.
Yeah.
This might stand to make that even worse because now I actually have to stand next to you and we actually have to talk, and this is so weird because I'm so used to being at my home.
Yep.
So I don't know. I'm excited for the potential, especially from a disability standpoint. All the stuff that this could do for people that can't get out on their own. Like the more I think about it, the more excited I get for that opportunity.
Yeah, that's gonna be great.
And just from a nerd standpoint, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about Batman VR. Like,
from what I heard, it's going to be great, man. All the stuff that people's tried is amazing. Can you just imagine, for what I described within the cockpit? You're sitting at a piano. Alfred comes in. You turn to look at him. He's telling you stuff, and then you push keys on a keyboard to make the elevator go down.
Right.
And then you're grabbing the cowl. You're reaching out. You have to put it on your head, and you're picking up pictures and looking at your family, and just like you are Batman at that point.
But are they gonna let you do combat?
No, it's not. It's not going to be about combat.
Free flow combat, Batman.
It's not going to be about the combat. It's going to be about the detective mode. You're going to investigate crime, stuff like that.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. That would be rad.
Oh yeah, it's going to be great.
Sweet, I'm excited about it. I think it'll be cool. It is the future.
Screw 4K TVs. VR is the way to go.
Because you had mentioned that. So 3D TVs were kind of a big thing for a while, and then they kind of died out because it just didn't really work.
Yeah, things didn't matter.
I have a cousin of mine. He has a projector on his wall, so it projects a huge image, and then he has like the 3D glasses. Put him on. He put on this like fish thing. It looked incredible, but because the fish came all the way out and was like you could touch it. But that's the thing. It is a very rare gimmicky kind of thing. Yeah. And you were kind of saying that you think 4K TVs are going to go the same way.
4K TVs are great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not crapping on them. I think they're awesome, but I don't know if the mainstream is going to want a 4K TV enough. Like, if this catches on like the way I feel it's going to catch on, because you're gonna have Oculus, you're gonna throw a headset on, you're gonna be able to talk to your family, you're gonna be able to be in the same room as your family. You're gonna have an avatar with them, you're gonna video chat, 3D pictures, you're gonna be there with people, and that's why Facebook bought the Oculus, I think, for that social aspect.
Oh yeah.
If that's gonna take off, I don't think people are going to buy a bigger TV when they can just buy something that they put on their face, because that doesn't need to be that big. Like, the field of view for PSVR is 100 degrees. So that's all you need. So, yeah.
I'm excited about it. I didn't really consider the social aspects of this thing. Because when I was in the Marines, there was a big thing about how if you had a 360 and you had a Kinect, you could watch movies with your friends and family back home. You could Skype with them and talk.
Yeah.
Like, video chat was a huge thing. It was an incredible thing for us because when we were in Japan, we were using this stuff. So then to be able to throw on a headset and actually put yourself there in the same room or something like that,
cool.
I can't see how that works out. I'm not tech like that yet. But I'm excited about the possibility, which I think is all we are right now.
Yeah,
the potential.
Tech is crazy. Like, just the advancements have exploded.
Yeah. Speaking of exploded, VR porn.
That's going to be a thing.
Yeah, that'll be a thing. That'll be an unfortunate thing.
Unfortunate? That's great.
So if somebody in your life has VR porn, knock, and knock often, and knock loud, because from what Cameron just said,
it sucks you in.
They might not be able to hear you.
Yeah, you will. You shut everything out, especially if it's something you're completely immersed in. You don't hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
That is kind of weird.
Okay.
But it would be. My curiosity is piqued from what I've seen from hopping into a cockpit. I could totally do a play on words, but I'm going to avoid it. I think it'd be really. I'm curious to see how that would work.
Right. Well, we'll have you do that on assignment, and then you can get back to us with the full report of how good, bad, or otherwise it was.
I just want to do like something weird, like a full 2 girls 1 cup in VR.
Oh, and then that's when you get motion sick, and then like you just throw up.
Yeah, horrible.
Well, that's a good note to end on. After this, the show is going to get kind of back to normal. We're going to start doing more analog assembles. With E3, that kind of overrode all that stuff. VR just happened. It was kind of a big thing, so I really wanted to make sure that Cam told you about that. I was hoping that you could shoot some video, but I guess they were weird about you doing anything.
Yeah, it's in stores. You're not allowed to record video in retail stores.
That makes sense.
So yeah,
it would have been cool if you like got a picture of you like wearing the thing or something.
It's on Instagram, bro.
You have pictures.
Yeah, it's up on Instagram, bro. Bruh. Anyway, also I'm gonna plug our roundtable that we're gonna do.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know when it's gonna happen, but we're gonna get a few people in my house here, and I think we're either gonna play card games, play some Jackbox, and just discuss topics. So if you guys are interested in throwing a topic in for us to talk about, virtually anything, it could be political, anything. Try to get us to get a little heated, even.
Yeah, because the goal is to have a whole bunch of people there, a bunch of our friends. And like Cam said, we're going to be playing some kind of game. There's a lot of people have been talking about this Jack in the Box. Jackbox.
Yep. There's trivia. There's this game called Drawful where you try to draw a picture. Like it gives you words. You have to draw the picture of what the words are, and people have to guess what it is.
Oh,
it's
cool.
super fun. It's super amazing. Honestly.
So we're excited about it because it's just been Cam and I. You've heard Jules. Jules isn't here because when she is here, she doesn't even do anything. So who cares? But it'll be kind of fun to do like a roundtable thing on a bigger forum with a bunch of people.
Yeah,
so
I'm excited.
If you think of something to tell us, to talk about, or questions to ask us, or whatever, it'll be a handful of people. So I'm really excited about it. So good plug.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. So stay tuned for that. So thank you for watching. We will catch you next week. We're playing a heck of a lot of Smite. I've been playing Smite like crazy. I suck at it. I'm the worst.
So if any of you are on PS4 and want to hop in, feel free.
DBD_X0X. Help me not suck at Smite because I have to cover it for analogaddiction.com, and I'm just so bad at it. I told Jamie today, I'm like, look, dude, I'm trying to cover this game, but I'm so bad at it. I'm trying to figure out how to review it because it's fun, it's awesome, there's all this different stuff, but I just suck at it. I have no idea. I'm
trying to teach you.
So anyway,
Shuhei, if you're watching this, which you're probably not, let Devon change his name.
Let me change my name.
Because DBD.
Because I just found out. So DBD to me means death before dishonor. That's how I started it. But what does DBD also mean?
Deadbeat dad.
Which is not great because I have a 2-year-old daughter at home. So.
He's a great father. Promise.
Apparently not according to my PSN ID. So
yeah, I'm at Litherus, like everywhere.
Everywhere. You could get at me at Designated Devon.
Designated Devon.
Yeah, which I like that one. I would love to change my PSN ID to that, but I can't. Shuhei.
So play Smite with me. Yeah. And
play Smite with me. Make me not suck. I will hold your tea back. I'll tell you up front.
Well, you had more kills than me that one time. But.
So.
Yay.
Yay. All right. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you next week. And
that's it.
That's it. That's all.
That's all. Later. Bye, guys.